Hello everyone, this is Rosemary. This is my latest journal. The front has a print of a, what is it, poppy? I found all these beautiful prints in a book I bought at a thrift store. And the outside cover is made out of wrapping paper that I Mod Podged, the underside of a napkin because it was a little bit too shiny. My closure is a button, and this time a ribbon. Couldn't find white elastic. The spine is lace covered, and the cover is made out of a file folder. Here you can see it. Very simple, but very pretty. It has 50 to 60 pages. 60 if you count every page. 50 if you consider just the big pages. And in my walkthrough, you will see what I mean. So you can just push down and the ribbon comes out as a loop. And this journal, as you can see, is kind of a sequel to my Christmas journal of 5 cards and 5 envelopes. This time it has 8 cards and 5 envelopes. And we will see if you can find them as we walk through this journal. In the front right here is a loaded pocket. I saw this tutorial by Artie Mays where you make this pocket, and it has basically 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets. And so the first one, I put quotes. I've included 6 quotes, and let's just take this one. Rose is the most beautiful flower. It and the tuberose are my favorites, and I can speak to that. And there's actually 7 quotes, because if you look down here at the bottom, I have another quote. I must have flowers always and always, by Claude Monet. So 7 quotes. In the second pocket are 4 small tags I made from Napkin Decoupage that have a wonderful charm. I added little sticker butterflies, and these are made from leftover pieces of napkin and cardstock. And they're just very pretty, kind of modern looking. And so there's 4, I guess medium or small, however you wish to think about that. And you saw the cover? Well, there was 2 pages from that book, and this is a, was it peony? And some, let me put on my glasses, penstemon, I don't know what that is, and Iceland poppy. So these are like botanical prints, and there is still another pocket, a real big pocket right there. So as you can see, the inside cover is Napkin Decoupage, and there's stitching all around this cover, which is made out of a file folder. And in this, as I said, there are going to be 9 cards, and this first one is one of them, and I'm going to be challenging you if you can find them as we walk through here. My intention, and this is a book page, was to make this kind of a naked journal, and so keep it kind of simple. This is a printout because I was going to feature flowers, and it's the language of flowers. It's a printout, and it's being held in place by this tiny little paper clip with just a tiny little ribbon at the end. So that, and that's what the whole point of the quotes and the tags are, so someone can add on to this. And here is another card right here. Where flowers bloom, so does hope. And some sentiments I kept. And you open it, and there's lace on the top and the bottom, and it's kind of like this small little half size, which I like in my journals because they add interest. And you open it up, and there you see, I don't know if you can see, I'll have to move the book. It's a big place to write. And right here is a flower with a button, and down here and at the very top up here, I don't know if you can kind of see it, is a butterfly. I covered the back with just some paper my friend Janie had given me, and it's just this wonderfully soft color that just is wonderful. And here's another, you know what? And as you can see, they're just beautiful. I picked these, usually come from charities. I picked mine up at a thrift store because I was going through the cards and they just were so beautiful. There are 5 envelopes. This is one of them. And I decided to use them. And they're very thin, so I lined them with journal paper. Another flower with a button in the middle, and that is a closure. And if you turn the page, you can see why I added them in. They are just very pretty to go into a journal. On this page, you see my Martha Stewart punch that I like to use, and I sprayed it. I don't know if you can catch a little sparkle to it. I sprayed it with that gold eyeshadow. Now this this little solution, I've used it up, and I added more alcohol. This time I added alcohol and coffee, and it gave it a very soft, muted color to it, which I really liked. Some parchment paper, and this is a paper I found in my stash. Words to Know. This is from a reading program. I thought it was just kind of fun. And I decided to do some limited stamping, and this is a stamp set that I really like but don't use very often. It's full of swirls, and live life to the fullest. It has a lot of nice quotes. And here's what I mean about different size papers, because I just think they add a lot of interest. Here's a card right here, and let me pick up. This has like a window in it, and what I decided to do is I made a belly band from this. This is a die cut, this ribbon and some lace, and you could put something there. And this has a window in it, and you can see like there's a scene through it. And you open it, and here's even more surprises. There's a scene when you open it that way, the stenciling. Again, this really pretty paper came from Janie. And again, more of the swirly stamps. Beautiful. Beauty is all around. And this is a printable from Artie Mays, and I really love these antique roses, and it really is an envelope, and I just clipped it again at the very top with one of these tiny paper clips and a little bit of ribbon. So again, it's a blank, but I think there is a lot of interest to it. This is one of those where I just kept the inside of the greeting there because I just thought it was nice. A book page, and you can see I couldn't have planned it if I wanted to. And here's the second envelope. The butterfly was part of the envelope. And again, I've explained about that. And yes, the closure, the flower, has another button there. And look, isn't that just pretty? It just, you see, this is why I like different sizes, because it just adds layering and interest to your journal page. Now, with these, you can also add a lot of pages like this, and you can add, this acts as a tuck spot. Or you could do your gluing, add pictures, whatever. This is an embellished paper clip. This is holding something in place. So you see my little tiny envelope where a tiny little message can go in. And this is an embellished envelope. And what I do with these embellished envelopes, these are made from envelopes that you pay your bills for. And I just cover them from scrap paper that I have. I put a pocket. This is actually just folded over. And then I just do some little bit of decorating with some muslin, some lace, and a little leftover graphic 45 paper. Here's another leftover little piece that I turned into a tag. Another tag right there. And this is a piece from the envelope, because I had to cut the envelopes, and I thought they made really pretty tags. As you can see the back there. And all of this together creates this embellished envelope. And like I said, it's a little bit heavier, so I have a paper clip just to kind of hold it in place, but it really adds a lot to a page. And down at the bottom you see the stamping sentiment of laugh. Right here you see this lace, which is really a die cut. And again, you see the different size papers that I use just because I love that layering effect. These are, and here is another stamped image, truly amazing. And all these these pages would be really wonderful to add those quotes to. And again, you know what this is, and just, you know, spots of color. I love color. And again, different size paper where I've left them plain on purpose, and this is just so cheerful. To add interest to this, this is from a seed catalog, and I glued some paper and sprayed it, and just for interest. This is some parchment paper in my stash. I put some napkin decoupage, and it folds out. Now, sometimes because of its parchment, you can turn it over and you can write your sentiment right here. Then flip it back, because I know it's kind of a more delicate paper. This is the center of the signature, and it has one of my embellished envelopes that I've made a tutorial on. And it's an envelope right there, and there's the closure. There's another quote. Nature never did betray the heart that loved her. And here in the back, again, this butterfly is a tuck spot, and it says, the world is so full of a number of things, I'm sure we could be as happy as kings. And this could act as a tuck spot like that. Or you could use, here's a tag, one of the tags that were in the front, and just write your sentiment and add it right there, and it just really looks very, very pretty. This again is the parchment, and I added this. This is napkin decoupage, and I love this one to put in the center because it seems like it's just growing from the center of the signature. Talked about this page right here. There's stenciling just to add interest. This is a card from my friend Karen. She gifted it to me, and look how pretty it looks right there. Again, you know what this is, and see my camouflage. And on the back of many of these cards, I made these napkin pockets. And they're napkin decoupaged, and you can see the butterfly there, and so you can add your tags, anything you want to put there, pictures, etc. I think there's about 4 of them. And again, here's some lace paper with lace. Wonderful place for the quotes. Here is another stamped that says beauty is all around. And again, you can see the layering. This, I left this open because I thought this would be a wonderful place where you could glue this on here as a flap. Do whatever you wish with it, but this would be an idea of what you could do. You could maybe glue something else on there that you had for something special. And again, this is one of the envelopes, and I've already talked how you could decorate this plain page right here. And here, the butterfly is the closure. And you can see right there, I want to make sure I stay in frame. And again, a book page. The other side is the book page. You see my camouflage in action there. And this is the second pocket. And you can see the napkin pockets. I use a design which guides me to making the shape of the pocket, which makes it very realistic. And then here's another stamped image, love. And this page right here, I heated and hot about doing this, but I kind of like this, so I kept it. This down here is another one, and I added this little doily tuck right here for something special like that. Just for fun. You could journal all over this and then add some tags into that doily pocket. The back of this is another card, and I just really liked it because I thought I just had the nicest thought, which I thought was a wonderful journaling prompt. And it has lace at the top and down here at the bottom. You flip it open and it says it was you. And if you hold it open, look at all this journaling landscape. And I glued it in a way so it is also a pocket. And here's this giant tag. I punched, and then it's a die cut, the butterfly. And again, here is another one, blessed. And words to know. Change the stencils just because. And this is again another envelope. See how pretty they go? And again, I love that layering. You can see that they match for a reason. And again, by now you're noticing there's a pattern to my envelopes, the lining and the flower with the button. So you can go ahead and journal, put a picture. And this back here is this giant pocket. And this is a giant tag to go with it right there. And it just is very pretty. How mistakes, you can cover them up. The napkin just was a very small one, so it was cut. So I put a butterfly there, and it just makes it look so dramatic. And again, the book page, I love to do that because I love this napkin for book pages. And there's the back side of the book page. And again, as you can see, they're decorated, but they're not decorated. This is the end of the journal right here, and this is again a giant pocket to end it. And right here, you will see, besides the napkin decoupage, this is a die cut put over a book page, and in it are again 2 more envelope tags from leftover envelopes. And then because I somehow was, the meaning, the language about flowers, I know people used to really savor flowers a little bit more than I think we do nowadays. So those are added on, that you could, plenty of room to journal and add through this. So as you look at this journal can be used for, a person who likes to garden, a person who's beginning to journal, because it's not so intimidating that it is a blank page. There is you can have interest there, that you can do what you want, and it could be a bridal book. It could be a gratitude journal, adding your own Bible verses, inspirational thoughts behind this, whatever you wish to use it. And so again, as you see, to help this person get on their way, I have quite a, let's see, there's 4 of these, plus the 3 botanical prints. So, and then I have these tags here, as well as the ones I have included inside the journal. There are the 7 quotations, 1 embellished paper clip. I don't count the other 2. There are 60 pages, separate pages, and but if you don't count these small ones, there's 50. And I was not counting, I don't think, the envelope. These smaller ones, that if I just count the full size, the bigger ones, there's 50 pages. It's 1 signature, but it really is a very beautiful journal that that's a lot of fun. It was fun to make, and I think it would be fun to write in. So again, you can just tie these ribbons. You can wrap them around like this, whatever works for you. So again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again.